you. You want somebody you feel like can protect you. Honestly, you want somebody you feel like can dominate you. That's reality,
Rare.
right? Ain't no
Right.
man looking for that.
Exactly. A man's not looking at it for that. For again, I'm just restating. Like I know that men, the way men are very visual. That's what I understand. I know they have that idea, but I know women have it just the same. But I do believe in the vetting process, women are more open to entertaining outside of those boundaries than probably men are. I
And
just
that
that's
might
what
be a
my
fair
version of it is.
statement. But
Hmm?
I said, and that might be a fair statement that y'all more open to entertaining outside of y'all standards than we are. But it still don't change. Like at the end of the day,
The
that's
preference,
a choice. That's a choice
right?
Hmm.
because you don't have to.
Absolutely.
And also the Southern Fix, it's kind of like I understand the whole soulmate, but remember last week you were talking about Shaquille O'Neal and his feet.
Oh, I totally said I agree with both of their statements, the guy's statements, because I'm picky too. So I totally agree with him. I just was and when I was saying that about you're not, no, I was saying in that range, not him personally. I'm just saying in the whole realm of it. Like that's it, but not him. It wasn't a personal to him. So please, I hope it wasn't taken that way. I was just saying
No.
for the description. That's it.
Okay. All right. So when Terrence and I ended our conversation, we were talking about being bow-legged, or not ended, but I put a pin in it. Um, if a woman is bow-legged, what was it, Terrence? So I don't want to misquote you.
I ain't say no bow legged. I said knock knees.
Bow-legged, knock knee, knock knee, knock knee, knock knee.
I take a bow legged woman.
Yeah.
Off
That's
camera, I
what's
want
up.
you to tell me why. Um,
No. If
Why
he
off
wants,
camera? Like,
why
is
off
this
camera?
supposed to be
It's
anything
No, she
I'm
goes?
already
curious,
on
like
there.
if it's a
She
thing, is it a thing or just like you take it? But if it's a thing, I want to know what is the thing. I'm just curious.
Okay, so what's the question? What about it?
What is the attraction? Is it just a visual thing or is it something else? I'm asking. I just,
inquiring minds want to know
inquiring minds want to know.
why you like why you want a bow-legged woman and not a knock-knee woman.
Yeah, like what's the difference? Is there a difference? I'm curious. I'm hoping to talk to an expert. What does the knock knees do that the bow legged don't do? I don't know. I want to know.
okay. I'm knock needed. All right, a little bit. And like I said the other day, my mom always says, my thighs say, "Let me buy, I let you buy." Okay. And I have been from a size 5'6" up to a size 18 to 20.
We gotta let Terrence answer the question first.
Okay, okay. I'm
There's a
sorry.
question on the
Go
floor.
ahead. I'm so sorry. Go ahead, Mr. Terrence. Let me give you the full solo layout. Hold on. All right, go ahead.
I'm still waiting on the question.
The question was, she said, what is the difference between a bow-legged woman and a knock-knee woman? She said, why you want a bow-legged woman and not a knock-knee woman?
What's the
Yeah, I'm
question about
curious. Is it
the
just a
knees? What?
visual thing
Or
or is there
the legs or
something
whatever?
else that's interesting about
Okay. So
that?
the original question for the follow-up was you said that knock needed women are usually big.
Okay.
And
Usually
so I was just
yeah. That's usually that's most time that is the issue. Whatever. Most time you have somebody that's more or less on the plus side or heavy set, and they usually have hip or knee problems.
I'm sorry. I have to
no,
jump
no, no,
in.
no. Wait. Excuse me. Hold on 1 second. Everything is alleged. Everything is alleged.
Oh
Everything
my
is our
goodness.
opinion. Everything is
Okay.
completely alleged. I want to say welcome to Facebook, my other Facebook, and YouTube. Welcome to the live stream. Welcome, welcome.
So you're saying that most not needed individuals, because there's not needed men and there's not
Uh-oh.
needed women. You're saying that they have to be overweight in order for them to be not needed?
Pressure.
Anybody? Because I know some skinny people that's not needed. So
I think
I'm
it's
trying
equally
to.
distributed. I don't know. I think it's probably more noticeable on a bigger person, maybe. But I know some skinny,
So do
not
you
neat,
guys
bow-legged people.
also? Well, bow-legged. Most men are attracted to bow-legged women. I don't know why. I know what they told me in college why, but I wouldn't repeat that. But
You don't have to say it,
no,
cuz.
I'm not. I'm not going to do that.
I
No.
need to know. Okay.
Will somebody tell me?
I want to
Because
know.
I
That's
don't
the
know.
question.
I would like to
I
know as
don't know.
well, please.
I don't know.
We're keeping it
I
100.
want to know who's
This
talking.
is
That's what I
candid.
want to know. Who I can talk
I'm
to tonight.
sorry. This is Dan.
I didn't hear.
This
I
is
don't know if
Sharon.
somebody.
No. It's a Sharon.
I'm gonna let you get away with the sharing for right now.
Okay.
But I'm her aunt. So I just know in college, most men were attracted to bow-legged women, and it was a sexual nature that they would say. Tell me why? Because I hung out with men. Women talk too much, so I hung out with a lot of guys, in college. Yeah, it's easier. It wasn't as messy. And so they were attracted to him. One of our sorors came down. She was bow legged, and they were going crazy on her. But that's what you guys are attracted to. Some are attracted to smaller women. Some men like full figure women, bigger women. And people preferences they preference. So
So I was just confused on the whole knock
mhm.
knee and being a little bit overweight.
Yeah, I was a little lost on that one too.
Nancy.
Yeah, I
I
think
was
it's an
lost on
equal
that one.
opportunity affliction. I don't think
That was
it is
good.
a weight thing. I think you could be knock-kneed or bow-legged and not have weight
Hmm.
on you. I just think it's a thing that happens.
Yeah.
And how you progress in your life and your lifestyle dictates where the weight go. But I think people are born a certain kind of way, and it is what it is.
Mhm.
But I do think it's probably more noticeable if someone is a little heavier.
Okay. Should people date for love or lifestyle?
Well, what age?
Right.
Because at
Okay.
my age right now,
Well,
I'm
hold
gonna
on one
date
second.
whoever can give me a lifestyle that I.
Okay. Sharon, I'm sorry, I have to mute you. I have to mute you, Sharon, for 1 second because you're about to keep going. So everyone that's on this is on the stage, they're over the age of 45, except for Clarence and myself. Um, just about 50, if not 15 plus. Okay. Let me unmute you, Sharon. Hold on. And you're back on. Go
I'm
ahead.
okay. First of all, you're killing me with the sharing, but I'm gonna let you go on this one. So it depends. At my age, and you come through and could give me a lifestyle that I desire without me having to do anything to get it. Oh yeah, I'm dating you. I'm in my mid to late 60s. I don't have time to be sitting up there trying to figure out, what we gonna do or can we afford to do this. No, I can do
Said
that
the
by
thrill is gone.
myself. Huh?
You said the thrill is gone. What we gonna
Oh
do?
yeah.
Show me
Yeah.
the money.
I, and I'm very straightforward with it. You
Show
can
me the
invite
money.
me to dinner. No, you're right. I'm not lying. That's pretty much it. You can't invite me to dinner and then say, "Well, let's split this. This is our first date." No, I'm gonna pay for my food. I'm gonna call me an Uber. I ain't gonna even block you. I'm just not gonna answer your call. I'm not gonna sit up and try to figure out how to block you. You'll figure it out. But no, it depends. But I'm not gonna waste my time with somebody that don't want to do things and don't want to treat me like a princess that I think I am. I know I'm not, but hell, I think I am.
Auntie, I'm sorry, Sharon.
Yeah, no, Auntie's good.
Be careful.
Y'all
Auntie said
sitting
she ain't
there.
got time for all that. She say you got to take
Hey,
you got to take me
you
out.
got
Show me a good time.
yeah, you and I'll be honest with you. When I meet people and the guy asks me
I
out,
love
first thing I said, let's go to coffee. We could do coffee. First, let me see if I can tolerate you over 5 minutes. And if I can, then we can go to dinner. But I don't have to be taken to a 10-star, 5-star restaurant. I want to go somewhere where I want to eat because I like seafood. So
keep them
it
crabs.
depends. It depends on the woman that you're with.
Hold on one second. Okay. I'm sorry. What did you say, Devin?
She said you can keep all them courses. Give her some shrimp and lobster.
Okay. Now, earlier today, I spoke with Clarence, and I was trying to tell Clarence about the red purse incident.
Mhm.
Sharon, and that was also on top of my radar. Do you mind telling everyone the story really quick, but make it concise,
Yeah,
please?
I'm just gonna cut it down to small details. I was seeing a guy, and I said, "Oh, I need a new bag." And he said, "What kind?" I said, "Just something to put my laptop in." I said, "I want it to be black." Well, he comes back with a red one. In my opinion, and my thought process, and how I responded was, I told you black. You didn't have to give the brand that I asked for, but if you brought me a black bag, that'd have been good. I didn't ask you for a red purse. You don't make a decision for me when I give you the decision up front. So I broke up with him.
And so when I heard that, I was in shock. I was actually disappointed. I got cursed out a bit on live. But if someone brought me a red purse, they thought about
Uh-huh.
it. I was like,
They
okay,
did.
I
that's
asked for black.
I agree with her. She told that man what she wanted. That man when he did what he wanted to do. She said, "I ain't got time
Thank
for that."
you. I think I like him. I like
I
him.
know,
He's smart.
I know, I know,
He's smart.
I know, I know.
And
You don't bring,
and
if I tell you I like Casablanca lilies and you bring me roses, where's the lily? You could have just got me regular lily. I'm going to take the
That I agree.
roses. I'll take the roses. But I'm letting you know when at some point in your life, when you make that decision and you're vocal, you tell them what you want. You explain to them that you prefer black. I know because I'm the kind of person who's gonna spill coffee on my bag. I may have it sitting in my lap. Something may get on it. Black is easier to cover up, scratches and things. I don't want a red purse.
All right. Okay, so no red purse, black purse it is. Okay, next quick question. Can men really tell certain
So
undergarments,
how did
or
that
y'all just
conversation
guessing?
go when this whole scenario
Oh,
played
I
out where
just
he came back with a red
Oh,
bag? You just broke up with
I
him, or
look.
did y'all
Yeah,
discuss the whole
no, we.
situation?
I had time for all that discussion
yeah,
stuff. I was very clear. I
That
said,
man,
I told you I want a black purse. You
he
don't
said,
listen to
"Red
me.
bag, we done."
We're done. We're done. Because at that point, you're telling me it don't matter what I want. It's what you want and what you want to give me. He didn't have to get a designer bag. All he had to do was get a leather bag in black. He could went to Marshalls and got the leather bag in black.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Um, any more questions regarding the black and red purse? Any more questions? Okay, we're gonna move on. So, can men really tell certain undergarments, or are y'all just guessing? And then the follow up to that is, should men wear undergarments as well?
I would
Who
like
wants to go
some to.
first?
Well, since y'all quiet, I don't know. I know that some men can't tell. They can tell the type of undergarments you have on. And it depends on the clothing you wear. Now, if you have on jeans, I doubt it. I doubt if they could tell. But it was one guy I knew. He was able to tell undergarments through people's clothes. I just told him, I said, you're going to be in prison soon. But
Why?
how do you, why are you looking at people undergarments?
Well, it shouldn't show, number one. It
Absolutely.
shouldn't show at all. You're not supposed to tell that you have them on.
And I would like to think that the average person would appreciate a woman looking at the style of dress she's putting on and saying, I have an option to put some on that smooths me out and gives me my best look as I'm putting on my best dress. But yeah, there are certain people who look like they sitting up somebody just put in one of those sausage slings. There are
Yeah.
women that wear clothes that are way too tight. So, I appreciate a woman that has the foresight to say that understands the necessary undergarments based off of what she's wearing. What frustrates
Mm,
me with women is that they wear undergarments that you can see and that don't technically really shape them well. Or women that will choose not to wear something that kind of, you know, not let it all hang out, but it's personal preference. I think women and men should do whatever makes them feel most confident. But I appreciate when I see a woman who looks well put together and I could tell, she got the right stuff on and she looks great in her
mhm.
clothes, because that's the bigger thing. Do you look good? Do you feel good? I don't know if it's necessary to try to figure out if it's Spanx or a onesie thong or whatever. It's just, do you look good in your clothes is what's important to
Yeah,
me.
Okay,
I
really quick, everyone. If you're unable to hear anyone else on the panel, please log out and then log back in, and then I'll let you in from the backstage. Okay. Um, since we're talking about the undergarments, really quick about the guys, should the guys wear undergarments as well? I would say yes.
I don't care what you wear under your clothes. That's your decision.
What kind of undergarment you want him to wear?
Yeah, that's your decision. Whatever you gonna wear, that's yours. Now, if you gonna come outside in a see-through dress and you got on the thong, I don't agree with it, but I'm older. I've noticed that a lot
Now,
nowadays.
now, I do know that you would have, if you were younger, would have been,
I would have what?
you would have been,
And if I was you, I would be very careful.
I'm like, be
If I was
careful,
you, I would be
cousin. Be
very careful.
careful.
Oh,
I'm
Cousin,
not
I'm
gonna lie,
over
my
here in
younger days,
Wisconsin wanting you to be careful.
in
I
my younger days, I did. I wore thongs until one
thank
day I
you,
was walking to work and the wind blew up my skirt and I never wore thongs again.
because you got a big
So,
old butt. That's why.
yes, I do. I have a big
Mo-
butt. Yes, I do.
motor booty, motor booty.
It's
Yes, I
impressive.
do.
It's always been impressive.
It is.
Okay.
It's very impressive. I've
Wow.
been impressed
It,
as a child.
it's beautiful. So speaking
And
of
I
butt,
did.
so
No,
could have
Blessed
gave
and
me
but
highly
some.
favored.
You could have gave me some.
Hmm.
Blessed and
Now
highly
that's
favored, cousin.
that's your mama fault. That's your mama and daddy fault.
Okay, so
But
anyway,
yeah, in my younger days, I did. I wore thongs all the time because I hated undergarments. But when that bus went by and it blew up my skirt, my pleated skirt, I never wore it again. So I knew then I had to be more protective of my body.
so was it
okay.
the
So,
the thong skirt problem? I'm
huh?
confused.
I'm gonna
Cause
I'm gonna mute
all
Sharon
of
so
my
Devin can
What
doctors,
was it?
hold on. I'm muting Sharon so Devin can actually ask his question. Go ahead.
I say, so what's the problem? The skirt or the thongs? I'm confused.
it was the thong because when my skirt blew up and the CTA bus, the man started hollering out the bus. Hey, what's your name? I was like, oh my God, I had never been so embarrassed before in my life.
It was swallowed. It was swallowed. Yeah.
Yeah, it was, but
You
still,
think it was you think it was the thongs problem?
So
I
you
don't
don't
think it
think
was.
he would have yelled at if you had on some regular, like?
Probably not.
You gotta have on some
I'm just
bloomers.
saying.
Probably
No,
not.
now.
I don't
Well, I
know.
mean, I don't
I'm
know,
You gonna
but
sorry.
be
what,
I know
but
what
how
that
y'all
ass looked
If you
like,
talking?
and
if
I'm
you
gonna
if
go
it's
ahead and
it's
speak
a
for him.
That's
I
what I'm
don't
thong.
think
saying.
he would have if the thong did it because I know what that ass looked like, and I'm sure. Yes, I'm gonna just answer that. Yes, it was. Yes, it was the thong, because if it was
It,
covered up, it just would have been
The
like,
thong
oops.
was
But
giving it away.
yeah,
yeah, I've never worn one since that day.
I don't think so.
and this isn't
So
like because of an
I
overweight
don't think
butt.
that was
This
the
is
problem.
like a butt.
yeah, no, I just have a
Right.
big
You
derriere.
got a butt on you. You got a butt
That's
on you. It
all.
don't make no difference what you got covering up. If it's out there, it's out there.
Yeah, but that was the most embarrassing thing to have all the
Okay.
cars and everybody blowing and it was embarrassing. And that was the last day I came home and I threw them all away.
Okay.
So
So to
How old were you?
the ones. Ooh.
I was maybe 30. Oh no, it's still big, sweetie. I can't walk down the street
Auntie
without one of
Sharon,
you young boys.
Sharon. I'm about to mute you. I'm about to mute you right now. Right now. Sharon.
listen. Let cousin speak her piece.
Sharon. No, because she's about to she
Cousin Sharon, go ahead and
She's
say
in
what you
her
got
teens
to
when
say.
she was in her 30s. She in her 60s now.
Yep,
and
I'm
What
in
you
my
she
saying
told
don't
them
60s.
even
2 weeks
matter, cuz
ago.
let us say what she got to say.
All right, what else you
Okay,
got?
okay.
Don't get mad at me because you was overlooked. I didn't give you a butt. Don't get
Okay.
mad at me.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna be quiet.
I'm gonna get me one.
But
I'm gonna get me one.
No,
But
don't go
yeah,
get you one. It's not going well. Don't go get
it's
one.
not now. Don't get one. You're gonna be like that girl that got mad at me, and I told her that she had a
They said it
fake
ain't gonna work
booty,
out.
and I knew. So
oh yeah,
don't.
that was another thing. Sharon was in the mall one day, and a
I was
lady.
in merchandise mart, and I was going to get my coffee, and I knew that girl had a butt implant. And I thought I was on the phone with D. And I said, girl, you should see this girl. She got a bun implant. And I didn't know she heard me.
How come you didn't know
Uh,
she heard you?
Well, I knew when she turned around and went off on me. And I turned around and told her, this is a butt. This is an ass. This is natural. Your butt is too big for your skinny legs.
Okay, all
That's an
right.
implant.
Mm, okay. Respectfully, I'm gonna mute you for a minute. Okay, so
She
speaking
said
of
didn't
butt
look that.
implants, stop. Okay, you look. Okay, so speaking of implants, do
She
you
said the
think?
booty got to match the thighs.
Yep,
Yes, it should. There's
has
a
to,
ratio. There
has to.
should.
Oh,
It's
It's the
ridiculous
ratio.
watching these women sitting up with these big bottoms, and then they got these thick legs, and it look like they weeble wobbles or something. It's just it's the oddest thing to watch, and I think the Hippocratic oath is being violated when they allow this to happen.
I agree. Am I still on mute?
No, you're unmuted, but I'm about to adjust your volume.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I agree with you. If you're gonna get a that can make it look like it's natural, but you men like those BBLs, and that's why they getting them.
They do. They do. They
I
do.
like it.
That's not true. That's
How?
not true.
They do.
Okay, so
Not true.
I've been trying not to jump in.
No, come on, Clarence.
Come
Why
on,
why is it
Clarence.
why is it this confrontational thing, right?
What you
Because
mean?
because it's like y'all want to speak for us,
I
but
wanted to hear from you.
hold
I was
on.
like, come on,
See,
Wait,
Clarence, say your piece.
let him have the
again,
floor. Let him have the floor.
right? But I'm listening to women speak and say, I don't deal with women because they messy. I
They
don't
are.
like right. But if we say those things, we get attacked. But it's
I
like
I
y'all can
I
openly acknowledge it and it's no big deal. But if men
Mhm.
said the exact same things, then we get attacked, right? But then y'all try to speak for us and don't listen to us. How that makes sense? Because I don't know one man who like that. I don't personally. I don't know one man, and we talk about it. We talk about it.
Mhm.
So it's like, but y'all saying
He's breaking up. Can you all hear him?
He was breaking up a little bit.
But you guys may not say that you like that, but it's a matter of how you treat those type that we see like better than the honest girl. Not everybody understands. Some people do that. Females seem to have altered body, appear to have pretty much anything that they're asking, and we associate it with the fact of being that, oh, well, she got this butt or she got these ashes or whatever things she is altered. So it gives that appearance. Not every guy may be like that. It just it looks that way because you may have plain Jane at home and she's beautiful as well, but the one we catch with is Belinda.
Excuse me, whoever's playing TV or something in the background, can you please turn it down? It's interfering with the sound.
We can't
I
even
think
hear.
it's
Everybody breaking
interesting.
up.
I
can
think it might have been Clarence that said that because I often hear men say that they don't like it. But then I wonder, I know there's what we see in media and what's being what's being pushed in media. Who's liking it to the point where women are rushing out and doing it because somebody has to be, is it in their minds? Where's the light coming from? Because I see so many, particularly younger women, rushing out like they will take their last and go do it. It might not always look appealing. Um, and I can't say I've met a man that said, Leah, I like that. Most of them seem to have a lot of concerns about it. But then where does that energy come from?
it's the same thing as makeup. Y'all don't listen to us. Period. Most men don't like makeup. Like we don't dictate what y'all do, but we still got to deal with whatever y'all choose to do because we like women. So it's not an option. Like that I would have been attracted to anyway, but it's something that I have to tolerate. That don't mean I like it, but I have to tolerate it because it come with the woman. So if all of the women wearing makeup, then I gotta tolerate makeup. If all of the like, but that is way beyond makeup. But I'm just saying it's the same train of thought. It's not men driving this stuff.
Okay, okay. I don't know. So no, I'm gonna sit back. I'll be neutral. I'll be
Well,
neutral
I
on
I
this.
don't
mean,
know.
can we
I
talk
don't
about
whatever.
the strip culture?
No, what
Because,
we
most of the times when I see it, you see girls that glamorize that stripper body and that strip culture. And I know girls glamorize it, but also men glamorize it too. When I think about our music, when I think about what we see, what's being pushed right now and has been pushed for a long time, um, there are men that are chasing these women now. I mean, it's not
Let
that
let
every
let me
man
let me
feels the
ask
way
a
you
question,
do.
but
Devin.
that's the
All
false
right,
narrative.
Like
That's a false
if
narrative,
it
though.
was any woman,
So the strip thing isn't real.
So again, you have to ask yourself a serious question. What is it that you're trying to accomplish?
Hey,
We
mama.
live in a society in a day and age where people are more concerned with likes than sincerity and genuality. If you looking for likes and that's what you base your life off of, then so be it. But if you're looking for something serious, somebody that has intentions, men that are intentional are not at the strip club chasing women with fake booties and 10-inch eyelashes and a ton of makeup on. That's just not the reality. They
They
might
are.
play with them. They might play with them, but they not wifing them. They not. So what is it that you're trying to accomplish? You have to ask yourself seriously, where is it that I'm trying to be? And if what I'm watching in the media is really going to get me what it is that I'm trying to get. I think people spend too much time watching social media and trying to make that fit real life. And it's not real life. It's a very small segment of a whole general population. That everybody is not getting fake booties. Everybody is not wearing 20-inch eyelashes. Everybody is not wearing a pound of makeup. Y'all are seeing something that is being generalized. It's not really general.
Okay, well then with that being said, do you think social media has ruined dating?
Say that
Absolutely.
again.
There's a weird thing called the parasocial relationship that people build as they look at these personalities online and researching some of this. It is fascinating and it's very delusional. It's very delusional, and it's scary. So I understand there's a warped sense of reality and a warped sense of what's real. I think you're very right about that. But I do think I don't know what the ratio is, but I think there's attraction of men and women to this unreal sense of reality and projection. But it's dangerous, and unfortunately, these rules or the laws that govern how you project things that aren't really real narrative or reality, there's no checks and balances, and I don't think the laws will ever catch up with the technology at this point. But there is it's a real thing, and it's disturbing, especially when you think about how much young people are influenced by it.
Okay. Any other comments?
Well, I agree with the pound of makeup. I'm not a makeup person. I may put on some mascara, some lipstick, and call it a day. You got to accept me as I am. You know, if I'm going to something special, yeah, I'll go get some makeup done. But I'm not gonna wear that. I'm not gonna get up every morning and do a 15 step on my face to redefine the look of my face. That's something I'm just not gonna do. But I noticed that a lot of younger girls and older, some older people, they just put on so much makeup, you don't know who they really are. So when you wake up in the morning with that person and you see the real them, do you know who you really with? I don't get it. Makeup was
Devin.
there to enhance you, not to change your look.
That's true.
And I think that's the problem with it. I watched the makeup tutorials. I bought some foundation. I wound up throwing that mess in the garbage can. I was like, nope, not gonna do it. It's just
But
too
it
much
wasn't
work.
Fenty.
I
It was
don't
not
know what
Fenty.
it is.
No,
I'm not gonna.
but it wasn't Fenty. It was not Fenty. Okay, so
I'm
what we're
not.
gonna do really quick, so we can wrap everything up. We're gonna do a quick, spicy, funny section.
Mm,
I have 5 questions, and here we go. Okay, what's a red flag people ignore because they're attracted? We'll start from Devin, then to Treese, and go all the way down. All right. So, what's a red flag people
Common
ignore
sense.
because they're attracted? What?
Common sense.
Common
Common
sense.
sense.
yeah.
Common sense. People
Wait.
people overlook look the characteristic of common sense because somebody look good. People miss common sense a lot.
I'm dead. I'm dead. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Okay. Treese, go ahead.
I would say someone's lacking consistency. I see a lot of women that will stay in the game way too long when that person isn't showing the consistency just because they think they're attractive.
Okay. All right. Clarence.
Um, that's hard for me to answer because I don't overlook nothing. Like
Okay.
for real.
That's
I
cool.
mean,
Uh,
for real. Um, yeah, that's but in general, I would think probably men will overlook um women being irresponsible, right? Because of their looks.
Mhm.
okay. All right. Seven Figs. Hello. All right. Sharon.
What do women overlook because they like a person?
Okay. What's a
I,
red flag? What's a red flag that people ignore because they're attracted?
I cannot hear.
Okay. Seven Figs. If you log in, log out and log back in. Sometimes it's StreamYard.
um, I want to say, I'm gonna have to go with the common sense one. You do overlook a person that don't have common sense sometimes. It don't last long. You just go, oh, he just stupid. And then once you identify that that person lack common sense, that kind of turns you off. I don't care how fine they are.
Okay. All right. All right. So, who lies more in dating, men or women? Okay. All right, Sharon. Why don't you go ahead?
Y'all know, I'm sorry, guys. You know, men can lie. The key is to know when they lying. You know, some men go high pitch, some get a look on their face, but you just have to identify that look or that sound, and you'll know when they're lying. So I think men lie, but I think women lie just as much as men.
Hmm.
So I think they're about equal. It depends on the person, not the gender. You know what I mean? So a woman can lie to a man all day long. That's your baby. That's the number one lie they'll tell you.
That's true.
So, or they'll tell you, I'm not seeing nobody but you.
Hmm.
You just got to
A lot
look
of stuff
and,
they gotta do.
yeah, you just have to look and identify. My ex-husband, when he lied, his face get like this. That's how I knew he was lying.
What? Wait, what? You
Yeah,
just started. Wait,
his
what?
He
face go like
lied.
this. That's how I knew he was lying. I knew when the other guy was lying. He get this look on his face like a child that's pooping in a diaper. So you just have to identify that person when they lying. And you know they're lying, just look at the traits. So I can't say a man lasts more than a woman or a woman lasts more than a man. We're equal. Sometimes we'll tell you whatever you want to hear, so you shut up
And with that being said, is peace the new relationship goal?
It should be.
all the
Yeah,
time.
it is.
If they don't bring you peace, why are you with them?
Okay.
I don't even think it's bringing you peace. It's not disrupting your peace. Like
Hey, yeah,
Right.
I
that's
have
the
to agree
thing.
Y'all
Like
over
100%.
here, y'all over here creating no problem.
when you got a person that just introduced this negative energy,
Hmm.
that's nah.
And
Yeah.
peaceful is an energy. I think there are some people that just really like to argue. They really like to pick and poke. They like to nag and all of that. And then there's some people that just don't want the smoke. I just want everybody to be
Mhm.
happy. I want everybody to be good. And I think that's something that sometimes individuals possess, because I've seen women that are just like, ugh, you don't want to be around them. But I, like my father, he just he liked fussing. He liked poking, and he want to talk about why he was cussing you out 20 years ago or 5 years ago when you stopped talking to him. Like, that's his thing. That's who he is. But I think it go both ways. But some people are peaceful and some people are not. But I think you should seek it.
Okay, so then so back in the day versus now. So back then people stayed longer. Was that for loyalty or lack of options
Stay
Both.
longer and what?
in their relationship? So back in the
And
day, people would stay longer. Was that out of loyalty or lack of options?
I
It was
mean,
both.
it was like right now you starting to get the data on that, because now you have this really high surge of women who are people divorcing after 25 years or plus. They actually call it gray divorce. It has a scientific term, and
Hmm.
real women are stating that they're more comfortable with leaving because now they have more financial options, because women are required to work, where previously, back in the day, women were dependent on that man's income, so they didn't feel like they had the choice. Women are now saying, hey, I make my own money. I don't have to do this, and they're choosing to wait until they kind of rear their kids. That's what I did. I made decisions where I knew I wanted them to get through college and have a life in a stable household. I did all those things. But yeah, it's interesting looking at it because now there's actual data about it, where before there wasn't.
Okay. All
Right.
right.
And you have to think about it back in the day. The men worked the household. They worked, brought home everything, and the women did feel that they had to stay there. So it was a lot of unhappy women there. Hell, it was probably unhappy men as well.
Hmm.
But in today's society, we don't do that as much. We'll just take you to court, get a divorce, and get half your stuff.
Ooh.
But back in the day, they didn't do that.
No.
They stayed in that marriage and was miserable, or they stayed in that relationship praying for something to change. If it's not changed after a, a few months, it's never going to change. So it depends.
So I think that relationships in the past were more partnerships than they are now, and that's a big difference, right?
Mhm.
Because
Right.
even when the love wasn't necessarily there, they were committed to working together as a unit to raise their kids, to create whatever the life. So it wasn't always about love. They didn't have to be in love. Like again, everybody done heard the stories, and it's half brothers and sisters down the street or whatever else, and it's like, oh, them women crazy. But if you're looking at it in the sense of this is my partner, right? Then
Hmm.
some of those things are easy to overlook when you thinking about what your life would look like without that person. If they're doing everything that you need them to do for you, and just the romantic aspect ain't what it need to be. Like earlier, y'all was talking about standards and everything, but if you can have the lifestyle that you want, and you got to tolerate some stuff, and you're already committed to that, I think that was the difference back then. Is they were more, it was different times, so it was harder. They were more committed to being unified, then now I feel like it was more partnerships, and now it really is just relationships. So once the romance kind of fade, that's it.
So I'll say I think people were more committed to their vows back then than they are today. Today, marriage is a piece of paper that we can do away with. Back then, it was a covenant. Now it's a contract. And so there is a different mindset that goes into marriage and relationships in today's society. I tell people all the time, I look at just relationships that I personally saw growing up, where one person was like, I can do bad by myself. And they move from person to person to person. And in the end of their life, they was by themselves. And I saw another person in the same situations go through the nonsense, the BS, the mistreatment or whatever. But in the end, that person that had mistreated them and did them wrong in the earlier years was the person that was there taking care of them in the latter years. And so it's just a different mindset today, um, on how we handle things, how we deal with things, what we're willing to go through to see the end, because it is completely different. Um, and and it matters because again, marriage before was a covenant. Today, marriage is a contract. If you do what you're supposed to be doing and I do what I'm supposed to be doing, we great. And when you stop doing what you're supposed to be doing, this contract is over. I'm looking for a way out and I'm gone. It's just different. And I think a lot of people was going to end up dying alone by themselves because they wasn't willing to go the distance and deal with some things that they wasn't okay with. And
When
I
you
know,
say
like I
some
said,
things
I
that weren't
watched that
okay with,
personally.
could you be more
Um,
specific?
so so I watched my grandparents. I have one grandmother that was hot to trot, and when things wasn't her way, she divorced and moved on. And in her latter years, when she passed away, the people that was there taking care of her was me and my mama. My other grandmother dealt with all types of craziness from my grandfather, and when she passed away, he was the person that was there taking care of her. My grandmother had dementia the last 15 years of her life. My grandfather was the person that was there caring for her, making sure she got to her doctor's appointments, making sure she had her medicine, and all of those things. He was in the household. My other grandmother, my mother was the person that was taking her to the doctor. I was the person that was sitting at the hospital when she was doing a quadruple bypass. They went through similar situations, but they handled them differently. And in the end, their lives looked completely different.
Well, I don't know that that's completely true. All right. So Maybelle Washington left George Washington, and she was perfectly content to be done with that. That's the first conversation grandmama had with me when I moved to St. Louis. Said, "It's my house. I left your granddaddy ass in Washington Park, and he
Right.
followed me over here." And I mean, I was there,
And she let him
but
stay.
I would say this: so this is what I mean. I think the biggest difference is not in the women, but in the men, right? Like George Washington was willing to fight and come back and go through whatever he had to go through and get back to that position where on the other side of it, I don't necessarily see that type of effort or those men being comparable to my grandfather. Like, and that's being so just because I know I just jumped in, but I mean, I moved with my grandparents. Our parents got me and Devin brothers, whoever don't know. So, our parents got divorced. We moved my dad. Um, Devin left. I was with my dad. That wasn't the situation I wanted to be in. I was fortunate enough that my parents were mature enough to let me live with my grandparents. So I was there through all of that, and the first few years it was rough. It was rocky, but like and it was just I was just going into high school, so it wasn't like I didn't know they had issues or nothing. I just made a comment about it being their house, and my grandma, this my house, and just went in like so. It it was like it was eye opening, but nah, like I feel like I watched my grandfather change. That's the one thing that I feel like is the biggest difference between my dad and my grandfather because I feel like both of them was shitty fathers when they was young, whatever. And but you know, I watched my grandfather change his life and become a different person over 2 decades. And I watched my dad continue to be in denial and pass away the same person he was saying the same stuff he was saying 3 decades ago. So I think it was more
No.
difference in the men than the women. Because yeah, grandpa had to go through a lot for grandma to let him back in. So it wasn't like she just was just so committed, locked in with him because she was done.
And I think, I'm glad, I'm not glad of your story, but I'm glad you were willing to share that because, there's a lot of pain and a lot of negative energy that was in a lot of households. You don't know what's happening behind closed doors.
Hmm.
And for well, I can't even say it was my situation, but my grandmother, who I never met, my dad's mother was married, had remarried, and was with a man everybody respected because he was a business owner and he did his thing and everybody loved him. But he put a bullet in my grandmother's head and his head.
Oh,
And I was born premature because of that. And so for everybody don't get to make a decision. And some people, that's what I'm saying. It's like everybody's situation is different, but I know women that fear in the way society rule, men run their households. And if women complain, they got no service from the police. Men had that right to be abusive. Men had that right to cheat. Men had that right to take money and blow it elsewhere and come home without it. And there was no consequence. There was no legal consequence or that a woman could get. So a lot of it was in choice and societal rules. We grow, we change, things evolve. But I think there's some equal opportunity. There's some even kill assholes out there. There's some women who probably weren't built for it just as much as there are men that weren't built for it. But sometimes, a woman got to know when to leave. And it's not just about loyalty, because sometimes loyalty get women killed.
mm. Is there any Trace? Is that your background with the?
My
'Cause
kitten
it
is
shows that
asleep.
it shows everyone is muted.
It's just me.
Oh, why you saying like that though?
Just me and my baby. She's sleeping.
Why you got- Okay, okay. Excuse me. All right, so we did that. We did that. We did that. Did I already ask about do women care more about effort or money?
Could you say that again?
I knew Sharon's on unmute herself. Okay. Do women care more about effort or money?
I think that comes with age.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too, because it comes more with age. Younger, you want the effort. You want to see the partner do well
I
and
was gonna be the
build and do all that. But when you get older and you single, it's about, are you stable financially? Are you this financially? Because you don't want to bring someone in your life and they got to borrow $20 every week.
You're not building
So
no bears. Like I say, I'm not building no bears. I built the
I'm
bear
not,
before.
yeah, I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
So
does
I
work out
think,
show for sure. I tell people all
yeah,
the time, I got to build a wife, build a bear factory
I guess
in my
everybody's
early
different because
40s.
I prefer effort even at an older age because I can take care of myself. I don't need you, for that. So, and I don't look for that from a guy. I look for other stuff because my peace comes first for me. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah. As I think as I'm older, like I want to only entertain an individual who's comfortable with who he is and feels like they know who they are, still trying to work on a plan that you've been implementing since 19. You know, that at this for me at that age, I'm like, that look real flaky to me. To if you still haven't figured it out, or you still, it's nothing wrong with having hopes and dreams, but it has to be a balance. So when I was younger, I was like, we could be broke together and build. But as someone that's older, I do want somebody that's financially equally yoked or got more than me.
I agree with you. I can't do it. Now, if you retire and you say, hey, I want to open a business, that's something different. I can get with that. And hell, I'll use all my skill sets to help you. But you got to be able to be financially able to take care of you. It'd be nice if you could take care of me too, but I don't want somebody that will come along and I have to loan them $20 for gas and car. That's not for me.
No.
Okay, all right. Anyone else want to follow up with that, or are we good? Because I
Well, I
have
mean,
this really
that's
quick. Kim, I'm sorry.
that's
Go ahead.
I was gonna say that's her opinion, and I respect her opinion how she wants to be, and I know that I'm a couple of years younger, whatever. But even so, with that, I just feel like if you're putting forth the effort, and I mean, because every situation is different. He might have been one that's been just knocked down. Our black men get they're knocked down a lot, and I just as Tracy was what she was saying too. I respect that as well, but it's like I have to look at it and see. And I got to look at the overall person. Like I said, I don't need you to come in here because I've been doing it myself already. But my piece is what's going to be most important for me. I don't do drama. Um, I don't do lies. So it's a lot I don't do, and I won't tolerate. But
Mhm.
I'm willing to listen and understand, and
Oh,
try to
absolutely.
see your side, as to why you were the way you are, what happened or whatever, or your struggle. I'll hear you out before I cancel you out.
Okay. All right. So, some new school stuff. If somebody says I'm outside, how long should they really wait? Meaning, like,
Man,
if
I'm
someone
taking
shows
off.
up, what? Wait, what?
I
I didn't
know.
hear that.
Wait, I was just saying, man, I'm taking off. Well, go ahead.
Wait,
When
what?
they say they outside, what does that mean?
Okay. All right. Okay. What's worse, bad breath or bad attitude?
Breath.
Breath.
Man, I'm
Breath,
borderline with that one.
Breath. You're borderline with that
breath,
one.
breath.
Because I mean, I can get you to the dentist. That's all we got to do. So we can go to the dentist, but that attitude, I can't deal with that because that's going to affect my peace.
My piece is
Yeah.
disturbed by breath. So we
Yeah,
can't talk
breath.
about the dentist because we can't talk.
The brother may not be aware, and he may not
Ah,
may not have been
Can't
on the dental plan.
enjoy
So I'm gonna get him on the
anything.
dental plan. We're gonna fly to New York, and we're gonna fix that little problem.
But
That's the
that's a
thing. I
lot of
guess I'm at a
effort.
place where I don't want to fix her upper because I don't want somebody to
And
look
that
at me like I'm one.
exactly.
mm-hmm.
So with the question, just imagine if it's early in a relationship. You're not doing all of that. you meet somebody, this your first date, you can't enjoy the date because y'all at a Boys to Men show and they trying to sing and it's just nah. You not it's nah. Nah, I've been there, man. It ain't happening. It ain't gonna be no second date. Like I love Boys to Men, and now this is a traumatic experience. So nah, it can't. Ain't no nah,
God bless y'all.
Respect
nah.
that.
I cannot. So what's the male version of catfishing?
Lies.
Okay. And what's the female version of catfishing?
Lies.
Lies.
More lies.
Okay. So with
Big
that
lies.
being said, can men tell when lashes, wigs, or nails are new, or y'all just be guessing?
Can I answer this one? If y'all can't tell if they lashes are fake, you probably need to get your eyes adjusted. Because they
I can't get
wearing
my hands in my hair,
lashes.
so
They wearing lashes like Diana Ross and the Supremes back in the 60s now. So, and we all know those was fake lashes. Now, there's some girls that wear fake lashes and you don't know because they make them look like it's their own. But if your lashes touching your eyebrow, I don't know who told them that was cute.
Not the
Okay,
eyebrow.
so what was did I misunderstand the question? It's whether we could tell if it's new or not, or whether we could tell if it's fake or not.
Well, let's throw in the fake, but the question was for new though.
Okay.
So, what's new?
I don't know, like if they happen to go and get their nails done and it's a new color.
Oh, that's
I mean,
okay.
nails, that's something that's relatively easy to tell. I felt like this, just like I said earlier, like we not that extra. It just can't be unreasonable. Like if it's something that's automatically noticeable, then I'm gonna feel some kind of way. Like, but I'm not trying to be no detective about if your wig or whatever is new. Like if it look good and it don't draw no undue attention, then I'm not really tripping off it like that. But with all of that being said, it'd be a whole lot of women out here looking crazy, and it's very apparent that these weaves and wigs is old and whatever else. So, but I don't think you can just automatically tell. But some people don't take care of their stuff. You can tell it's fake, but not whether it's new or not is the answer to the question.
You can't tell if it's
Now,
an old
ladies, should
wig.
I'm sorry, what did you say, Seven
I was
Fifths?
just asking. He can't tell what it's an old beat up wig. It'd be kind of dusty looking.
Yeah, like I said, some that's what I'm saying. Some of them look like that, but different people take care of their stuff different. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, like, I could have had a car for 10 years and somebody else could have had it for a year and it looked completely different because of how they maintain their stuff.
Gotcha.
Okay. All right. Socks in bed, weird or normal?
Normal.
Normal.
Okay. All right. All right. Is cereal soup?
What the
What?
I'm random. Is
oh,
cereal soup? Is
no, it's
cereal
cereal.
no.
soup?
I've
Okay.
no.
Okay. If somebody is cute and can't cook, is that okay?
You can learn how to cook.
Well, why don't you close it out? Close it out. We can end it. You have any closing words?
Me?
No, I'm talking. Devin was throwing. Are you about to
I'm
go?
like,
Yeah, you breaking up, but yeah, you got on some randomness. We about to wrap up. I appreciate y'all
Wow.
getting on with us tonight.
Wow.
You know, my co-host be on some other stuff. y'all can get on convos with that. We getting off Candid Conversations. I appreciate y'all time tonight. Thank y'all all for showing up. What you got to say,
man, y'all have
co-host?
Thank you everyone for stopping by. We really appreciate it. It was a great conversation, and I can't wait until next time.
All right. Bye.
a good night.
Thanks for
Bye.
joining us on Candid Conversations with Daniel and Devin. Whether you watched us on video or listen on audio, we appreciate you being part of the conversation. Make sure you follow us on all social media platforms. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Until next time, stay candid.